There is this quiet pressure that follows you around to be likable, to be easy, to never be too much or too little for whoever's in the room. So you adjust, you laugh at things that don't land right, you hold back the opinion that's sitting right there on your tongue. You say yes when your stomach is already saying no, and over time, without really noticing, you've made yourself smaller in the very spaces you wanted to belong. Here's what nobody wants you about to do. When you try to be acceptable to everyone, you slowly become unrecognizable to yourself. Not every room is meant to have you in it. Some people aren't going to get you, and that's not a flaw that needs fixing. Let them misunderstand. Let the connection fade if it has to. Because feeling at peace with who you actually are is worth more than a room full of people who only like the version you performed. Your brain right now, does it feel like 17 tabs open at once? Deadlines you haven't started, messages you've been avoiding, things you promised weeks ago that you're still not done with. And underneath all of it, this low hum of I should be further along than this. So you try to just push through, do it all, handle everything, and when something slips, and it will, you don't think I had too much on my plate. You think I failed. But what if it wasn't failure? What if it was just your body and mind finally being honest with you? You are not a machine. You were never designed to run at full speed without stopping. Dropping something doesn't mean you're weak. Sometimes it means you're finally paying attention to what actually matters. Be honest. When you sit down to rest, how long before your brain starts making a list? You should be doing something. You haven't earned this yet. There's still so much left. We got taught somewhere, somehow, that rest is a reward, that you have to reach a finish line before you're allowed to stop. But here's the problem. The finish line keeps moving. There's always going to be more to do, more to fix, more to catch up on. If you're waiting until everything is done to finally rest, you're going to be waiting forever. And in the meantime, you're running on empty and calling it productivity. Rest isn't laziness. It's not a treat you get after you've suffered enough. It's just part of being human. You're allowed to stop not because you've earned it, but because you are tired. That's reason enough. At some point, someone handed you a script. Maybe it was your family, maybe society, maybe just watching everyone else's life online. But the message was clear. By this age, you should have this. By now, you should be there. By now, you should know. And when your life doesn't match that script, when you are still figuring things out, at an age you thought you would have it all figured out, it doesn't feel like a different path. It feels like you are losing. But think about it. Whose finish line are you actually racing toward? Did you choose it, or did you just inherit it? Some people find their footing at 22, some at 38, some at 54. None of those are wrong. They are just different. You are not behind. You are just not on everyone else's timeline. And honestly, that might be the most freeing thing you could allow yourself to believe. Why is saying no so hard? Like, you know you don't want to do it. You know you don't have the time, the energy, the bandwidth. But the moment the word no starts forming in your mouth, something kicks in. What if they are upset? What if they think I'm selfish? Let me just explain. Let me just justify. Let me make this easier for them. So you end up writing a paragraph when a sentence would have done it. Apologizing before you even said anything. Turning "I can't make it" into a full dissertation. Here's the thing though. The people who've gotten used to you always saying yes are going to feel uncomfortable when you stop. That's not something you did wrong. That's just what happens. Their discomfort isn't your emergency. Your boundary doesn't need to be defended in a courtroom. No is a full sentence. You can say it and then stop talking. Some days you wake up and something feels off. Not bad exactly. Not anything you can point to. Just heavy, distant. Like you're slightly behind a glass wall. And instead of just letting it be, you start interrogating yourself. Why do I feel like this? Nothing even happened. What's wrong with me? As if the feeling is only valid if you can explain it. As if being human comes with a requirement to always understand your own interior. But emotions aren't problems with a solution. They are more like weather. They move in, they sit for a while, they move on. And sometimes they don't come with a clear explanation. You don't have to decode it to let yourself feel it. You don't have to understand it to give yourself some grace. Sometimes something inside you is just working something out. And the kindest thing you can do is stop demanding answers from yourself long enough to let it. There are versions of you that you look back on and cringe. Decisions you made that you wouldn't make now. Things you said, how you handled something, what you let slide, and you replay it over and over, wishing you'd done it differently. But here's what the replaying misses. The version of you back then was doing what they knew how to do with what they had. You know more now. You see more clearly now. That's not a reason for shame. That's just what growing up looks like. You're not supposed to stay the same person forever. You're supposed to outgrow things, outgrow relationships, habits, beliefs, even old versions of yourself. That's not betrayal. That's called becoming. The guilt isn't proof that you're a bad person. It's proof that you have enough self-awareness to recognize growth. That's actually something worth holding on to. Maybe the guilt you've been carrying isn't because you did something unforgivable. Maybe it's just been waiting for someone to say, you can put that down now. Not because you've fully healed, not because you've figured everything out, but because holding it forever isn't helping you grow. It's just making you tired. You've been trying, maybe quietly, maybe imperfectly, maybe in ways nobody else can see. But you have been trying, and that's not nothing. That's actually a lot. You are allowed to be a work in progress and still be worthy of rest, of grace, of your own kindness.